In order to have effective contract management, you really need to develop a relationship with your suppliers. That's not to say you have to have a relationship with every supplier that you have. You have to identify your key suppliers, in other words, your key contracts. And in doing so, then develop the appropriate relationship. It's very hard to manage contracts remotely. You have to communicate. That means you have to understand the supplier, both from your perspective, but also try and understand it from their perspective. Contract management involves communication. If you have good contract management and good relationship with your supplier, issues get resolved early, before they become disputes, and ultimately maybe before they actually come to court. It also shows a very professional approach. Investing time in a relationship shows to the supplier that that supplier is important to you. If they feel they're important to you, they might go that extra mile when there is issues to be resolved. Good relationships means good contract management. If you have adversarial relationships, it's not a good premise to have to manage the contract. Contract management is really about developing the appropriate relationship with the supplier and then dealing with them accordingly. You can start by developing the relationship with the supplier through your tendering and contract process, whereby you agree maybe KPIs that will be used throughout the life of the contract to manage that supplier, and therefore they get a knowledge of what's important to you and also what's important to them. So building that relationship helps manage the relationship going forward. It ensures dispute resolution, it ensures proper contract management, and actually at the end of the day, it ensures good risk management. If you've done that relationship, if you've developed that relationship, you will know where that supplier is at any point in time. If they're in trouble, then maybe you can assist them, or you will understand what needs to happen in order to maybe get them out of trouble. Better you know early if one of your key suppliers is in trouble than you find out in the news or in the newspapers.
Yes, I would be in agreement that developing a strong supplier relationship is very important. However, I wouldn't suggest that a company should develop a strong supplier relationship with all their suppliers. That would be totally impractical. Using the Pareto principle, it is useful to develop a strong relationship maybe with the top 20% of the suppliers. So there are a number of benefits of developing a supplier relationship with the contracts that are in place. First one that I would mention is there would be greater cost savings. By developing a mutual trust, a mutual understanding of each party in the contract, people can then strive for cost savings over a longer period of time. Greater understanding of what is required, greater understanding of the price structure. This will lead to potential cost savings. The second benefit for a strong supplier relationship would be increased efficiency. This comes about by understanding, better communication, again, more meetings, understanding where people are coming from. At this stage, the contract is bedding in and people can get a better understanding, can look at how are the KPIs working out. They're starting to correct the smaller things that are going wrong. This now leads to greater contract efficiencies. So the second area of a benefit of a strong supplier relationship will be the whole area of price volatility. Understanding where costs are coming from, understanding the outside forces. If there is a strong mutual relationship, there may be a greater propensity for heads up on what's happening on this, and then with the mutual understanding between each other, there will be more control on price volatility. The next benefit that I want to talk about is the consolidation of the supply chain. This is where close working together, close relationship, mutual respect and belief have now set in, and now there's a greater understanding of how each organization in the supply chain operates. This can lead to a significant reduction in waste, reduction in time, greater cost certainty, reduction in costs. A successful supplier relationship can also lead to opportunities of where the client might decide to outsource some of the non-core activities. This, of course, has been brought about by years or a long time where the respect has now grown, where both parties have significant trust in each other. This has been built up, the relationship is working well, and where the contract now has decided to actually pass over the responsibility to the key suppliers. So finally then, this is where the relationship now has got to a really advanced levels, where there has now been a long-term mutual win-win situation where there is shared planning, there is shared budgeting, where innovation now is starting to creep in, where one supplier can suggest innovative ideas, there is readily acceptable of those ideas. This is where the relationship now is really built to a level. This is one of the certainly one of the main reasons why supplier relationship is a very benefiting for in the contract management process.